So, the definition of massage is the ethical and professional application of structured therapeutic touch to benefit soft tissue health, movement, posture, and neurological patterns. Um, it should be noted that the very first words in this definition are ethical and professional, and there are reasons for this. Um, one of which is to have ethical high standards is of the greatest importance, especially coming from a field where we had to fight hard to separate ourselves from the concept of prostitution. And that's going to come up a little bit in this chapter because it was actually part of the decline in the early 1900s of massage was because of the practices that were taking place in some of the quote, quote, massage parlors in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And to this day, as I'm sure you have seen, even driving around town. So ethical and professional is essential. And then also it's interesting, like everything that you can help and includes neurological patterns because they really are doing a lot of research on how this can help people with anxiety, depression, and even more complicated stuff. So it's a broad definition and it's fun to be part of. So we are a massage therapist. Now, the book will tell you that sometimes practitioners are called massage technicians, which I have never heard used ever, and massotherapist. Never heard this used ever as well. Not saying there's anything wrong with these. Someone might use these in some state, maybe in some other country, but anyway, I wouldn't worry about that. Now, you are going to hear people want to call you a masseuse. Most people don't necessarily know the word masseur. Masseur is one of the old, I believe, Swedish words for a male massage therapist, and masseuse is a female massage therapist. Um, People will actually say, "Oh, you're a masseuse," fairly frequently. Some people get very offended by this. Some massage therapists get very offended by this because that tends to denote the older, less professional, before there was a structured certification process, masseuse, who also could mean prostitute. And with the fight to separate ourselves from that concept, licensed massage therapists, therapeutic massage, these are the terms we use. So for me, if someone says masseuse, I just try to use humor to deflect it, and I'd be like, oh no, we had to let the prostitutes have that word, so we stick with massage therapists now. Other people take it very seriously, and or even rebuke people or their own clients. I just think it's important to keep it educational but light because one thing that I will always stress is you do not want to make your massage client feel like they have done something wrong unless they have genuinely crossed a boundary. You don't want them to feel bad about themselves for any reason. You want them to feel comfortable. So if you just be like, oh no, it's licensed massage therapist now. But we'll talk about that more when we get into ethics, which we will a little bit this week, and then you will have a whole course on that here in the next 10 weeks. But also fascinating is that the roots of the word massage go back to so many different cultures and it all sounds about the same. This is like before the Tower of Babel stuff. So Greek, masso meant to touch or squeeze or knead. The Latin massa comes from the very same word. It means the very same things. Arabic, massa, means to press softly. Sanskrit, make, means to press softly. So that is where this comes from. And lastly, massage as to mean what we know it to mean today is really fairly new. So this was happening late 1800s. Douglas Graham wrote a treatise of massage in 1890, and then also, I think it's the section after that this week, talk about some of the other big names in the development of massage, and that's going to include Johann Georg Mesmer. He's the one that brought the Swedish words like deportment, of effleurage, petrissage, those things into common usage in the practice of massage therapy. Okay, so really everything you need to know to pass the quiz was right there. You can access in your learning path on MindTap. There is a little section where you can just read define massage. And then, but yeah, you can skip it if you want to, if you think you got it. And just go ahead and take the quiz and we'll move on to the next section.